You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
This is the IT and the D Show. Thank you for click and play. Episode 324. Guests this week include Brian James. He's been on before. He is a coder by day, author by night. He's here to talk about his new anthology, Grunts in the Smoke. Sounds like it's going to be a great conversation. Also in the house, Matt Fox, Jamie James Flanagan, the hosts of the Man Cave Happy Hour podcast. They are not only opening up a new podcast studio in Northville, but they're doing a Ham's smallest dive bar ever party, and you definitely need to stick around to for that interview. But hey, if you are a business owner, you know that managing sales tax is a complex and time-consuming process. Thankfully,
it's the worst.
There's Avalara. Avalara simplifies sales tax with real-time tax calculations and automatic return filing. Their software seamlessly integrates with your accounting, e-commerce, and point-of-sale systems. Couldn't be easier. They have experts in 15 countries around the world to help you as you grow. Learn more at avalara.com/IT in the D. That's AVALARA.com/IT in the D. Cool. Avalara, tax compliance done right.
Nay.
Dave, you may fire when ready.
You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Following program is intended for mature audiences.
I'm Wyatt, that's Gary, you're Bob, and you're Dave. This is the IT and the D Show.
This is Max Headroom. And what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
This is Billy D. Williams. Bob and Dave and I are enjoying a Colt 45 right now. And remember, IT in the D, it works every time.
Where do you guys think you are? The Library of Congress? Detroit? Beyond the sun? Any of those, right?
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come! Shut up!
Hey guys, this is Ty Mogg, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon. You're listening to the IT&D Show.
Hi, this is Christy Swanson, and you're listening to the IT in the D Show. And Bob and Dave touch my hoo-hoos.
This is Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley, and the only two guys I hate more than Dinesh are Bob and Dave. Suck it, guys.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT in the D Show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the beat off.
Hi, this is David Kay, the voice of Professor Xavier. Storm, come here, Storm. Sit on my lap, Storm. You're listening to IT in the D.
Are we at a break yet?
Hey everybody, this is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. You're listening to IT in the D. And if you want to get your money's worth, stay right here. And remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
This is the ladies' man.
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to IT in the D. All you nerds out there.
Nerds.
Nerds.
What is a nerd?
Hi, this is Ogre. You listen to a bunch of nerds on the IT and the D? Nerds.
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Hey, Detroit, this is Anthony Michael Hall. You're listening to my buddies Bob and Dave on IT in the D.
Hi, it's Count Chocula, and you're listening to IT in the D. What the hell did I do?
Hey, what up? This is Jay Muse, and you're listening to the IT and D Show. Snooch to the nooch. Listen, Muse, Snoogans.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Pump. IT and the D Show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
This is Robert Hayes, the Ted Striker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at my gumbo bar, I'm listening to the IT and the D Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat steak.
Hi, this is Jeremy London from Mallrats, and I'm just wondering, how did I go from Hot Floridian Sex with Brandy spinning to the IT and D Show?
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the IT and the D Show. Tough guy. Ho!
Dig you IT geeks. This is Dre DeMatteo from Sons of Anarchy. You are listening to IT and the D.
Skeptical Dave is skeptical.
Hello, everybody. This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. I'm a techie. I'm a nerd, fellow podcaster. My favorite podcast is IT and the D.
Hi, this is Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science. So, Bob and Dave, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do?
Ludicrous speed! Sir, had you better buckle up? Buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is the one and only IT and the D Show, episode 324, broadcasting live here in Studio One, Podcast Detroit, beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan.
Dude, it's good to be back, like, at home base, because last week was just a disjointed cluster, and let's not do that anymore.
We did the last interview first, the middle interview first. No, the last.
No, we did the middle.
Second.
So we did the last interview the week before.
Right.
We did the first interview second at 7:00, and then we did the opening segment last. Yeah.
But hey, we are broadcasting live here in Studio One in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. Bob, the sales guy. Dave, the geek. Randy, I do the Twitters, is doing the Twitters. Find us online at itinthed.com. Do us a favor, give us a like on the socials, and subscribe to us everywhere fine podcasts are sold.
So, and even though later on we're going to be talking about another event that's happening Thursday night, this Thursday is our casual networking social for the Metro Detroit area over at Embrew, which we love. We'll be downstairs by all the video games where all the good pizza is, and hooray.
Yeah.
And so maybe we'll do that and then skedaddle down to this other thing that we'll talk about later. Why not?
This has been a weird week, I think, for surgeries. Is like shout out to Neil. I guess he had surgery this morning. Best wishes.
The doctors confirm he is human.
Oh, he is human. Cool. I had knee surgery last week. Lived to tell the tale. It's the first time I've ever
need to stay away from you guys. Like you're all like just I don't know, it comes in threes, and I don't need any surgery.
My friend Patrick had back surgery. So
all right,
that's
cool.
The three.
Good. I'm out.
Yeah. But yeah, I've never been under anesthesia before. That was fun.
Did you enjoy it?
No, I hated it. Like literally hated it.
What number did you pass out at?
They didn't do the countdown.
Oh, so like when I had all four of my wisdom teeth ganked at the same time, and I like ganked, yeah.
What is it, 91?
Did you blow up like a pufferfish?
Sorry, yeah. And I remember 100 and then 9, and I was out. But so I still, and I love telling the story. That was the day of, not that this is a great part of the story, but that was the day of the shooting at the Ford Wixom plant.
Oh, it's a great day.
No. But so I had just been there the week before. That's when I was working for the EDI software company. And I'd done like an install and some training and that kind of stuff. And apparently as I was laying there in bed, still drugged to the gills, I apparently felt it very important to call my boss and leave her a lengthy voicemail, which basically and she saved it for me, which was great. So for when I came back, that just basically sounded like Donald Duck for a good couple minutes. Just going, yeah, it was phenomenal because I still had all the good times.
No, I feel gypped as a human. It had no countdown. I was like, when did I go under?
Yeah, I went under for kidney stone removal, and I think I started counting at 10 and made it to 9.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I was out for like 2 hours. It could have been 3 minutes.
Oh, but for my wisdom teeth, I was awake for all 4 of those.
Oh no, they.
I was awake for mine too.
But afterwards, had a severe case of the giggles.
So
out.
I've been. How many times have you watched The Mandalorian yet? Each episode?
Twice.
Each one I've watched 3 times. Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, as I was gonna say, let's just dive right in. Disney Plus, you're amazing. You have all of my, well, actually, you don't have all my dollars. For those of you who have not signed up yet and you don't know this, if you have a Verizon unlimited data account, go get your free year through Verizon. And so, like, I found one of those deals where, like, you bought it for 2 years cheap, and apparently this supersedes that. So now I have my free year, which will then be followed by the 2 cheap years.
Yep.
And yes, dude, The Mandalorian is amazing.
Hats off to Jon Favreau. Like, if you haven't followed Farva. If you haven't followed his career, he's like one of him and Vince Vaughn were 2 of my favorite. If you ever seen Swingers, like that was back when he was like in his 20s. But I mean, he was the one that, reignited Marvel.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Iron Man, Marvel might not be Marvel today.
Yep.
Right. They're ready to go out of business. And they brought back this weird tertiary character that nobody really liked and made this freaking cool movie.
Yep.
With Morton Downey Jr.
Robert.
I always call him Morton Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Mandalorian, like, he did everything. Like apparently, because you look at it, he produced it, wrote it, and it's perfect. Like there's.
I won't say perfect. There are some times where like the music feels off from the scene.
It's an old Western. The music,
Dude,
they're trying to go for that feel.
I get that.
The only thing I hated, and I'm going to be blunt. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it yet. Dude, the blue fish guy in the first episode, he reminds me he should have been a character on the Orville. He was
the blue fish. That was the first thing I thought of was that he was the blue guy from the Orville that she had the affair with.
Right, but it
looked exactly like him.
It's like Paul Giamatti is like the blue guy in Orville is on Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Other than that, they totally redeemed themselves. They're like, here's the thing. Another couple spoilers. So they totally went nostalgia. Like, come on. When he was climbing up the Jawa transport,
right?
So Batman 1960s. Like, and everybody's like, no, that was like the scene. No, that was Batman.
Bad guys poking their heads out windows. That's exactly what that was.
Totally Batman. Like when they were just like pretending to crawl up the side.
Yep. But no, I mean, just dude, visually, it is stunning. Like, I mean, it is shot ridiculously well. The CGI is amazing. Characters.
It's like Kung Fu if Kung Fu was Star Wars.
Yeah.
You have like the master sensei like helping.
I have spoken.
Yeah, exactly.
That's I'm using that from now on. That's I have spoken.
I haven't tackled The Mandalorian yet because in addition to
because you've been too busy watching effing Gargoyles.
Yeah, Gargoyles is amazing.
That's good. Shut up, Randy.
What? It's a great cartoon.
What's wrong with Gargoyles?
Nothing. But all the things that are you, that's what you're going to key in on.
It's a classic.
So even though we love Disney Plus, we hate them at the same time.
Well, no. So you touched briefly on Marvel. So like we talked about this as we were going to see Endgame, where like I thought there were like maybe 3 or 4 movies that I hadn't seen. I mean, God, there's
all 22 of them.
There are 23.
23
now.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
And like I thought, 22 at the time because But no, like what Disney, and I started because I was like, I should probably go catch up. I want to watch them in release order. So I went and found release order. I'm like, oh wait, shit. Nope, never saw any of the Thor movies. There were 3 of those. No, never saw that one. No, never saw that one.
So how do you not like once a week? I look like when I stay home with my wife, we'll look at like movies to rent, and if it's a Marvel movie, I'm getting it. So like I don't know how you missed those. Like usually that's how I've been.
Dude, I don't do the whole like look at a movie to rent thing. Like it's like with Netflix and Hulu. Like if it's not there in my face, I don't care. But like so like after Endgame, like I went back and I watched Black Panther. I went back and I watched Ragnarok. Because those were on there. But even still, there was like 7 or 8 I haven't seen, and I was like, all right. So I went back. I started with Iron Man, and I am slogging my way through them. There are a few that aren't available on there, whether for like Ragnarok and the ones that were on Netflix are still only on Netflix until next year. And the Incredible Hulks are nowhere because Sony owns them and is being a dick. So
Universal actually.
Oh, Universal. Sorry, yeah. Spider-Man is the Sony one. Yeah.
Right. Oh, you're missing so much. Which Hulk though?
The ones the 2008 one.
Ed Norton.
That's Ed Norton.
Yeah.
Which is a sequel to the Bana one, but Bana isn't canon.
That one needs to go away. Yeah. A few of them. Eric Bana one needs to go away too. Except for you can keep Jennifer Connelly, but just get rid of him.
Well, I mean that's kind of a good rule in life.
I don't know why they have
Incredible Hulk. She's just sitting there like shocked, and there's like
keep Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah.
Right. Leave the gun, take the Connelly.
So you're going to talk about why you hate Disney now?
Sorry, I thought I was hilarious with leave the gun, take the cannoli.
No.
I'm sorry, that was bad.
I don't get it.
It's leave the gun, take the cannoli. It's from The Godfather.
Haven't seen it.
Get out.
He's catching up on Gargoyles.
So you're going to talk about why you hate Disney now?
Because they can't protect an account to save their effing life, apparently.
Oh, that and the Greedo.
Oh, kiss my ass, mouse. So like it wasn't bad enough that the special editions happened. Like, okay, we all know Han shoots first. Period. End of story. Han shot first. That's all there is to it. Han shot Greedo. Why? Because he's a badass bounty hunter.
In the 77 version, Han shot first.
Han shoots first. Period. End of story. The special editions come out and they did some like really shitty CGI to make Greedo shoot first. Now with the Disney, and here's the funny part about this to me. So Disney now adds in more shit to make Han look more justified in having shot
Dude,
Greedo.
Harrison Ford wears the T-shirt for crying out
I
loud.
know.
This isn't like some weird secret
But they still
underground-
have Greedo shooting first, just with more build-up to Greedo shooting him to make it more justified that Han shot first. Yet this is the same Disney Plus that has released all the old films on their service with all of their racist, misogynist, old-timey, good-feeling racism still left in.
Except Song of the South, which, no.
Well, yeah, but yeah, they've still got, the Crows. They've still got
Named Jim Crow for crying out loud.
yeah, exactly. I ain't never seen no housefly. Yeah, they still got them, man. But yeah, no, not yeah. But no, let's make sure Han's the good guy for the love. Yeah, no, kiss my ass. And apparently there are just thousands of Disney Plus accounts already out and available.
It's to further the belief Solo is being essentially cornered without options. That's the justification for it.
Yeah, because they're trying to basically make him into a good guy, not the scoundrel that he was.
But he's a scoundrel.
He's a smuggler.
Yeah, right.
Smuggler.
Right.
Like I don't care. Like the cute, wide-eyed, innocent, naive Solo from Solo is not Solo in Star Wars: A New Hope. He's not. There's 20 years of separation there of him getting bitter and jaded. And
there's some experiences that happen in between all
exactly. That make him bitter and jaded and cynical and make him shoot first.
So just one more movie thing, and then we'll get into the IT stuff. Me loves me some Mad Max.
I was waiting for you to hit on this. I figured that was going to be your jumping out of the gate moment.
And then as soon as I saw it, I'm like, hey! But Mad Max 5 is now in pre-prod with George Miller, and it's continuing.
So has it passed UAT then?
No. It's in dev stage.
So usually it's UAT, then pre-prod, then
right.
prod.
No, yeah.
Sorry.
It's in pre-prod. But basically it's another 5 or 10 years later. George Miller's doing it. It's a continuation story. They might bring some stuff in, they might not, but as long as I don't care. You could be Mad Max eating dog food the whole thing, just sitting and watching cars go by, and I would be happy.
Watching the girls bathe again?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
As long as it's Alpo he's eating, right?
You're right.
That was
product placement.
God, that was one thing I should know the name of the damn dog food. It was like
so our favorite people at WeWork, just real quick note, announced that they lost. I want to make sure I get this number
if
right.
We're going to mention them every episode, we should have like a theme song or something queued up for them.
We should have like the yeah, like the breaking. Yeah, $1.25 billion they lost. Not last year, not this year. No, that was the third quarter.
Oop.
They lost 1.25.
You know what I'd love to know?
Billion with a B.
Randy, can you look this up, or can someone look this up? What's their revenue? Like just
they said they lost 1.25 million on, I believe it was 700,000 in revenue.
934 million revenue.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, 934 million. Oh, that's more than I would have thought.
Yeah.
So they make almost that's per quarter. They made $1 billion.
Yes.
Damn. I would have thought they made 50 cents, honest to God.
Yeah,
how many $100 memberships can you sell?
Lost 1.25 billion on revenue of 934 million.
It's a lot of AV rentals.
Their occupancy decreased to 79%, but they added 115,000 desks.
But their occupancy decreased.
Yeah, but they added more desks.
Shiza.
To keep up with that number of
decreasing. Sure. So this whole thing with like glitches and bugs and that kind of crap, I don't even know if I'm buying it anymore.
Bugs.
Apparently there's a nice little so we had the little Android versus Apple moment before the show. If you've got an Android or if you've got an Apple device and the iOS app you're using Facebook, apparently it just randomly turns your camera on while you're scrolling through your feed.
No.
Yeah, just
really?
no biggie. Yeah, it just turns your camera on. So if you're scrolling through your feed, sitting on the toilet, Facebook's watching. Yeah.
Good luck with that, Facebook.
Yeah.
I'll gladly send you more if you tell me where. But yeah, this
update your app because
you can only
fixed.
go, hey, did I get it all? Did I,
Right.
Yeah, Facebook confirmed the bug in the latest version of the iOS app on Tuesday last week. A spokesman said the issue would cause the Facebook app to navigate to the camera screen adjacent to the news feed when users tapped on photos.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and then just the other one that always loses money that I don't, So apparently, Uber is still losing money, hand over fist. Yet another, the same company or the same venture capital firm is behind them as WeWork. And now, the analysts are saying in order for Uber to survive, they got to buy Lyft.
I was trying to figure this one out
because, according to
in order for XM to survive, they have to buy Sirius.
Yes,
they merged, dude.
Well, so
McDonald's to survive, they have to buy Burger King,
and
that's
so
more.
did Fiat and Chrysler. That was
they merged.
Daimler and Chrysler. Yeah, that was a total merger of equals. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. But no, so like basically and the point of that the article I think was getting to was that the only way any of these gig economy services are going to survive is if they exist as a monopoly. If they control at least 90% of the market share. And they said,
it's working so well for Airbnb. They're losing their ass looking at me like that.
Well, but Airbnb, I don't know what their market share is because you've also got all those other services that are out there that do, whatever. But no, so you've got and this is basically one of two things is going to happen. Either Uber is going to, either acquire or merge with Lyft or whatever, or they're going to diddle that along long enough where Google is going to step in and just go ahead and buy Lyft because apparently they're already in a partnership with them, which would give that basically the competitive triumvirate of you've got Lyft, which is directly integrating with Maps and Waze, and then you've got what was the other one, Waymo.
When we're getting the whole Android versus Apple, Coke versus Pepsi, we're finally getting the separation. I'm a Lyft guy. I'm a Uber person.
Yeah.
And now that's going to get gone.
Yeah. Now, again, we're going to wait for Coke to buy Pepsi. Sure.
And I never see anybody going, I love Uber. They just use it. But I hear people like, they love Lyft. So this is.
Oh, dude, I far prefer Lyft to Uber.
There's everyone that I know.
Yeah.
That talks about it. Like, I could care less. I just want to give me there.
Well, since all the stuff that happened last year with Uber, I haven't even had the app installed for months.
Well, dude, it's still a backup. Like, if there are no Lyfts available in that, but like my default is I go to Lyft, and then if there's an issue with that, fine, then I'll fire up Uber. But
so here's the weird thing: talking about gig workers, that's kind of like Uber drivers and whatnot. The U.S. economy added about 165,000 jobs in July. But they say how does the gig economy size up? A new report from Deloitte. It's expected to triple to 42 million people by 2020 next year. The gig workers.
Yeah.
So I don't. Are these side hustlers? Are these primary income?
Well, they said that was one of the issues, and part of how they were trying to define it was that it's not just a side hustle anymore. Like that's the quote unquote gig worker. That's their full-time job. It's, whether it's you're doing, you're driving for Uber and you're like, well, God, Sean down in Florida, dude, he's an Uber driver that does DoorDash and he does this, that, he does all this shit out of his car and he does them all at the same time because he can. That's his job.
Right.
It's 4 different gigs, but that's his job.
How many folks come out of retirement just to drive around?
Yeah.
There are a lot of folks that I've gotten in the car with.
Keep your sanity.
The Lyft folks, the Uber folks, they're like, yeah, I retired from such and such company.
Yep.
This is something to do.
I was bored. Yeah.
That's the one time I did it once. I quit boozing. I was bored, so I'm going to drive around drunks, and and I'm like, but the problem I did was I didn't want to keep driving and then end up in like Wyandotte.
Right.
So I would drive, then I'd go home, then I drive, then I go home, and I'm like, this sucks. Like, I'm not gonna
make it. Do it for like 3 hours total.
Yeah.
I think it was a good 4 hours, like 5 people. And I didn't make bad money, but I'm like, I'm done.
I got 4 5-star ratings. Sold. Done.
Well, no, you look at our guest Brian that's in studio. He's coding that, not traditional 9 to 5. He does it, does it as on the side. You want to, and then you're writing, you know what I mean? So you're kind of your passion's obviously writing and you're coding to make sure the rent's getting paid, but you're doing it on your time.
Yeah, I do it as a contractor.
Sure.
And when I don't want to code, I stay home.
Right. No, that's
on the Uber coders.
It's freedom, right? Yeah. It sounds like more people are doing it, so good for them.
Yeah.
While I'm stuck 9 to 5, but hey, what are you gonna do?
It is what it is. Dude, so out of nowhere, the state of Michigan just announced they were pulling ahead plans, and recreational weed is going to be legal December 1st now. But the caveat there is that 79% of counties have opted out, or cities have opted out.
Yeah.
Which I don't get, I think this is one of those things where like, okay, the will of the people, the vote said, make it legal. Then you have all these little shitty, okay boomer city council people that are like, not in my town. Okay, but the people in your town voted for it and said yes.
You do realize munis, like, they still have power. Everybody's worried about the billionaires, but the munis can make the laws.
Well, no, I know but that's my point. Is like,
Then you got to drive 3 blocks.
Well, yeah, because Royal Oak, no, Ferndale, yes. Okay,
yeah, right. And then the people are going to bitch that they're getting all the revenue and all the tax,
and that's what's going to happen.
And then they're going to go, oh shit! Like 2 years later, then they're going to open it up.
Yeah,
it's not. It's like everything else. If you can't buy it here, you're gonna. When they were talking about, I was texting Rich. He's a liquor rep, and they were talking about the liquor shortages. I'm like, what are you doing? And I go, you driving down to Toledo, take care of your customers? I'm like, I bet you a shit ton of your customers are.
Yeah.
There's probably 2 guys that take it in a U-Haul going down to Toledo every weekend. Because, business has got to run.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And just like,
wait, we didn't even really touch on that last week, did we?
A little bit.
We're like, so apparently they've announced there was a software glitch in the warehouse for one of the 3 liquor distributors in the state, which apparently now is fixed.
Yeah, they were relocating from Brownstown to Livonia, or Brownstown and Grand Rapids, and consolidating in Livonia. And then in addition to that, they had the software issue, and now they're reopening Brownstown to help clean out the backlog.
And I don't know if I mentioned it too, like the Michigan liquor laws are really jacked. If you look at like when you go to Chicago and you're downtown Chicago and you're buying an old style, that could come from one of like 5 or 6 or 7 beer distributors that compete for your business. Michigan, it's 1 county, 1 distributor. For each product. Period.
Which makes no sense other than to them,
right? To that, well, it's old antiquated laws that need to get updated for today. Like the fact that you can buy booze before 7 a.m. on a Sunday, or not before, at 7 a.m. on a Sunday. That's new. Like that just like.
Oh, that's not. Oh, yeah.
When the casinos open, I think they changed that.
No, it hasn't been too
long. It was
noon
on Sunday.
I remember there was a time where like I walked into a Meijer. This is probably when I was still living in Farmington Hills, so probably 8 years ago. But I walked into a grocery store and was trying to like buy Bloody Mary stuff and yada yada, and got up to the register and she was like, "We can't sell this before noon." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, because that was the old joke. Go to want to have some fun. Go to the VFW hall at 11:30 in the morning on a Sunday for the shaky hands.
Right.
But hey, I love the movie Catch Me If You Can. Frank Abagnale Jr. And I think obviously the stuff. If you ever followed it, it's the guy that basically stole about $3 or $4 million worth of checks, forged being a doctor, forged being a pilot, forged being pretty much everything, and lived like a great life. When he finally got busted in France, they made him work for the FBI. And so he like relegated him to a desk job. Well, now he's doing speaking engagements, and he came out with what you don't need to do, or the ways you can get your identity stolen on social media. And I was shocked. I didn't think that this was a thing, but apparently it is. There's 3 things that he basically came out and said, if you put this on your social media, you're stupid.
And it's not your first pet's name or your mom's maiden name.
No, which you think it would be your maiden name.
Yeah, right.
It's your date of birth. So like, when you put your birthday down.
Yep.
It's where you were born.
Yep.
Which I never put. I don't know where it asks it, or I don't know anyone. And it's posting.
It's not even like in a profile. It just happened to mention, which hospital
I was
you were
born
in or whatever. Yeah.
And I was, and then posting.
Well, no, like it's there. That's one of the life events you can create on Facebook. Yeah.
And posting a picture of yourself passport style.
Yep.
So like everybody's selfie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they said, hey, take a picture with your dog, take a picture at the park, take a picture at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
But do not take a straight looking forward, non-smiling, do not post that picture. And if you look at any girl's Facebook,
that's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yep.
Duck face.
Well, not even, no, just like the selfie. Like you got to have that look from that one angle, and then there's 3,000 pictures of that, and pretty much your identity can get wiped clean. So, like, to me, that was interesting. I wouldn't have thought. I would have thought
it was that. Yeah. Well, no.
We all did the profile pictures. Were like, oh, the LinkedIn shots. We all had photographers.
Yeah.
And to think about that's a key to getting your image stolen.
Well, no, so place
stolen.
of birth is usually one of the challenge questions when you're trying to get if you're trying to get a replacement social security card. That's one of those challenge questions they hit you with is, where is the place of birth on your birth certificate?
Oh, and speaking of which, social media, no, Costco's not giving you a $75 coupon.
No.
They're not.
Or nor are they giving you a $75 coupon.
And Bill Gates isn't giving you $5.
No.
And you're
If
not
you
getting
forward that email.
No, but like, and then everyone says it's bullshit. And then the always response is, well, I wanted to take a chance. Well, you just took a chance and you probably downloaded something stupid or gave up your something to someone that dude, some people I know that I respect posted it. Like, it's like, come on.
Yeah, no, it's not a thing ever. It's it's the that's what was it? 2 years ago, it was the Disney World Facebook page that finally got shut down because like everybody and their brother was like clicking this link and giving it up all giving all their profile information or all their friends' profile. People irritate the crap out of me with like not taking 3 seconds to think.
So the one, I guess we'll wrap up with this one, the Forbes article about the AI. We always talk about this that goddamn dog from Boston Scientific. And then AI, and when they merge them together, and then they give them the internet. Basically, they said, here's the 13 mind-blowing things. Number 12 will blow your mind.
Right.
Actually, number 13 did, but like, we all know they can read and write and see and hear and understand.
Yep.
It's pretty and speak, but then they said they can smell now. They're developing AI models that'll be able to detect illnesses just by smelling a human's breath. Yeah, Jamie, you got to watch out for that. I smell scotch. But they're going to basically IBM's using
disorder.
IBM is using AI to develop new perfumes to see how it interacts with people. Touch, I get that because they got AI that can pick up like
tactile sensors. Yeah.
Move, understand emotions, play games. Debate was the one that kind of got me. There's IBM Project Debater, and then they can basically debate humans. It can research a topic and then create an engaging point of view and then craft rebuttals against the opponent, whatever their argument is. Yeah.
Wow. Can we just unleash that on Reddit?
Right?
Like that'd be
There's already
amazing.
bots all over Reddit.
I know, but these will actually research and perform coherent, form coherent arguments.
No, all you got to say is out of context or straw man, and then you rebut every article. Whatever anyone says, you just yell out of context. He said it. The one that got me was 13, and this is read your mind. It can interpret brain signals and then create speech. This was basically, I can look and see how you're I don't know how there's an article that's attached to it. So if you want to dive in deeper.
No. Some of that was what they did with Hawking. I mean, like that's stuff that's been in the works for a long, long time.
Right. Well, they say it's going to be it's life changing for those with speech impediments or speech impairments. But that it's not going to be used just for that.
No, it's going to be in sex bots.
Right.
And all of those are going to be used in sex bots. That's all they're for.
No, gross. And then they said Facebook and Elon Musk have their own projects underway to capitalize on AI's mind reading potential.
Of course they do.
Because hey Bob, you're thinking about Pabst Blue Ribbon. Here's an ad for
the sweater that
hey
you
Bob,
have.
let me share this 99 pack with you that I haven't seen 47,000
times. Oh my God, dude!
Everyone I've known.
I think you and I
think
Matt,
can't imagine how many times
you've been tagged in it because I've been tagged in it way too many times. And we can't end on that story because we have to talk about the road trip we're going to take to Wisconsin to go to the Royal Palms Shuffleboard Club. Because God bless these guys. So do you remember the Big Mouth Billy Bass commercials from back in the day and how annoying they were? Well, these just endearing sons of bitches. They went out and got 70 of them, wrote their own hardware and software, built their own hardware, wrote their own software, and now they have 70 of them mounted on the wall, and they all play and sing the same song in unison.
This is in Chicago.
I thought it was Wisconsin.
Yeah, Chicago.
It's on Milwaukee Street.
Oh, that's okay.
Avenue.
So yeah,
are they rocking "Take Me to the River"?
Dude, no, dude. They sing like whatever song they pipe through it. So they were talking like they do.
It's going
David
down
Bowie.
the steps though. So they're
they do David Bowie. They did whatever song they've got queued up.
Ooh, Winger.
You can eat a little Black Sabbath.
It looks like my own living hell. Like it looks like shit. Like it's scary. Like it's not good. I don't.
Oh yeah, no,
like
it's
I didn't
70
like
mechanical fish all
right.
moving and talking and singing in unison. It's frightening.
I didn't
as hell.
like one of them. Now I got 70 of them.
Yeah.
They're not even lined up particularly well.
Great, you're looking at feng shui. Like I'm just like I hate fish talking. And you're like,
but like
they're not
snap
nailed.
a chalk line and line them up.
Shiza. I'm speaking of chalk
For the
line.
second time, shut up, Randy.
I just seen a bad vision of the movie House. Remember the original House?
Oh yeah, with the greatest American hero.
Exactly.
Yeah,
hero.
And the big swordfish on the wall.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm envisioning with all these bass on the wall right now.
That's amazing.
There it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of bass on the wall, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back. Brian James talking about his anthology, Grunts in the Smoke. This is the IT and the D Show.
Hey, we'll be right back.
Hey, what's the Wi-Fi password?
Do I have any PTO days left?
My monitor's acting up. Can you take a look?
Are we off to Friday after Thanksgiving? Today's workplace is full of internal requests, many of which are asked over and over again. In our on-demand world, employees expect answers immediately, which leads to clogged inboxes, unresolved tickets, and major headaches for everyone. If this sounds familiar, you need Spoke. Spoke uses artificial intelligence to answer those repetitive questions you're so tired of answering, and machine learning helps the product get smarter with every use. For questions Spoke can't help with, like, my laptop isn't working, Spoke will automatically route the request to the right team and team member with all the details of the request. Spoke also lets employees make these requests wherever they're used to working, whether Slack, email, web browser, and even SMS. Say goodbye to those clunky ticketing systems your employees hate using, and hello to simple, human, and conversational request management. To see how Spoke can help, visit AskSpoke.com and book a demo today. That's AskSpoke.com.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
Hey, this is John Schneider from Nip Tuck Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, Dr. Quinn, Hot in Cleveland, Secret Life of the American Teenager, and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. It's the IT in the D show.
ITinthed.com.
Hey, welcome back. Segment 2, episode 324. This is the one and only IT and the D Show, broadcasting live here in Studio One, Podcast Detroit, beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. Bob the Sales Guy, Dave the Geek, Randy. I do the Twitters is playing Clash Royale. Find us online at itandthed.com. You want to know why? Because we are IT and the D.
And nah, you're still not. We still love it. And I do. I actually just had this conversation again this weekend where somebody's like, you guys are always joking about how petty you are. And I'm like, yeah, no, to this day, 6 years later, we still spend 20 seconds of every episode talking about mocking somebody that pissed us off 6 years ago.
Yeah. They still talk about it too. But hey, we are joined by a prior guest. I think you were on 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
2 years ago.
It's about 2 years
April
ago.
April 23rd of last year.
April 23rd. So,
episode 244.
It just seems like 2 years.
Well, it does seem like 2 years. But Brian James is in the house. You might remember him. I'm never going to pronounce it right. Mjolnir.
See, no one's ever pronounced it right.
Mjolnir.
Which that kind of taught me a lesson on naming my books.
But you
next time I'm just gonna the reissue. It'll just be called Hammer.
Right.
Actually, or it'll just be, or like he'll try to get the nostalgia crowd. It'll be called "Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him."
Please Mjolnir, don't hurt him.
Brian, still worthy. It's all right.
Brian's released an anthology called "Grunts in the Smoke." Now you were talking.
Which, yeah, like, is this like a city club thing, or
No, it is released by Wild Dreams Publishing.
Okay,
and
you said this is a joke on yourself.
Yeah, it was a joke that came back to bite me because they're taking opinions. What do you think would be a good name a good title for the anthology? Now,
something that no one can pronounce. No, we tried that one.
But I'm one of 3 authors on this, so I've got one story in there. And I just happened to be the person they were talking to that day. And I was reading a Dilbert at the time. And it's one where Dogbert is going through the engineering office and doing the whole Gorillas in the Mist thing. And the last line of the comic strip is, "And I shall miss them, my engineers in the mist." Well, this anthology is all about the Marines because each story features the Marines. And so I'm thinking, okay, Grunts in the Mist. We all get the joke, right? And my publisher rep did not get the joke. She just thought, oh my God, that's a great title. And then I had to come, when I realized they were serious, I came back a couple weeks later and said, I was joking. This is from a movie, Gorillas in the Mist, you had to have heard of this.
You may want to run this past legal.
And then, we just like the imagery of the soldiers walking through the smoke. So then they changed it to Grunts in the Smoke.
Okay. Because they ran it past legal.
Hey, then you just say yes. You're public. Yes.
At that point, you stop arguing.
Right.
Sure. Whatever.
So I guess, how did this brainchild come to be? I mean, how did you hey, I'm going to write about Marines, or you got military background?
Well, yeah. So as I've been hanging out with more and more authors and writers and creatives, there's always somebody who has the idea. Hey, I want to do an anthology about this. So how did this all come to be and come together? And
this actually came about through my agent, who has got a relationship with a small film production house. And says, okay, so they're going to take some of the stories, or maybe the best story from this anthology, and they wanted to look at it for film rights. What can you come up with? Now, I'm not military. They wouldn't have me. But I've got plenty of family that were. So I had no problem with this. So I wrote a story about a fire team of Marines in Iraq. According to current legend, current myth, the area around the old city of Babylon is cursed. To this day, in real life, the Bedouin will not go in there at night. They'll go in there during the day. They'll camp around there at night, around there, not in there. So
it's the warehouse district.
Correct.
Okay.
So I just wrote a story around that. The fire team is lured in there, and their worst nightmares come to real life in there. In there. And the things that some of them are afraid of, I had fun writing because I get to write a Rancor.
Where did you put it?
Right at the beginning.
Nice.
So Bob, you would be trapped in a Michaels.
Yes.
With mushrooms and I'm blanking on her name.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell, and, with her feet on your dashboard.
Oh, bare feet.
Bare feet on your dashboard.
With
clowns.
Gregory Hines.
Tap dancing.
Yeah, tap dancing. Country music in the background.
But some of the things that scared these as kids came back as when they're older. Like, anyone remember the old Sinbad movies?
Oh, yeah.
The best.
Which one?
No, the ones where everything was like claymation and like.
Oh, okay, that one.
The original Clash of the Titans, that kind of
not
stuff.
Not the comedian, dude.
Unnecessary roughness, sir.
Right.
So one of them had really bad memories as a child of the skeletons.
Yeah.
And then there's an ISIS member in there, caught in there with them. He was scared of WWE female women's champion Alexa Bliss.
It's like 5 foot tall.
Exactly.
I was going to he's like afraid of Big Macs and happiness.
He was afraid.
No, but that was touching on that and kind of circling back on Disney Plus for a sec. One of the movies that's on there is The Black Hole.
Right.
And that was Maximilian, that big giant red robot with the helicopter blade hands. Mm-hmm. There was many a sleepless night when I was a kid because of that freaking thing.
Terrified.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
I just watched it again and I still got the
dude. So did I.
I still don't get the ending though. Are they dead?
No.
Where are they?
On the other side of the galaxy, maybe?
Yeah.
Beyond the sun.
In a very small ship, not knowing whether there's a habitable planet.
Right.
Sure.
Well, and I read up a little bit on it. Like, apparently there was supposed to be a part 2, but Disney kind of lost appetite for like stuff like that for a while, and plus they already had a whole bunch of money going towards Tron, and so yeah.
Right.
The only book I ever remember buying at the Scholastic Book Fair at elementary school was the Black Hole pop-up.
Yeah.
It's got to be somewhere in my mom's house.
Up and down.
Yeah.
So nightmares come to life, and so that's one of the stories in the anthology. What are the other ones like?
I actually haven't gone through the other one twos yet. Not because I don't have time to it, but because those authors are my competitors.
Oh, okay.
And I'm selfish.
Are they though? Like you think if it's an anthology?
From the standpoint of they're all in the anthology, you want the book sales to do well, but from the standpoint of the best one might get off.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I want to be Beyonce.
Nice.
You're on your way.
However you choose to self-identify.
That's the thing. See, that's the thing with us being a podcast and not video. Like the voice, he's a coder. It was a pretty meek, like a normal voice, but he's like a hulking man. Looks like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Like
who just said, I want to be Beyonce.
Yeah, no, you're like, I want to be Beyonce. Like you have arms bigger than Hulk Hogan's, and you're gonna like talk about
Beyonce.
So when does the anthology come out, and like where do people find it? That kind of stuff.
It came out on November 1st.
Okay.
It was it's been kind of a slow rollout, and they can get it anywhere you can buy books.
Okay. What's it called? Oh, that's right. Grunts. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so
Grunts
sorry
in
for
the
that.
smoke, yeah.
I'm so sorry for that title.
No, so Amazon,
Apple.
Okay.
Everywhere fine books are sold. What price?
$4.99 for the ebook and $11 for the hard.
Is it on Audible? Someone put it on Audible yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
It is coming though.
Cool.
Nice.
So, like, I guess what other than like hopping on here, like, are you doing are you doing signings anywhere? Like, what like anything like that?
Yes, I will be, and there's also several other shows that I'll be on. But so there will be some signings with this in the next couple of months.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure if there's going to be any local though.
Okay. Again, one of the things I've learned, like hanging out with authors and that kind of stuff, is that tends to be a bigger push for them. So, everybody wants to, talk with and meet and all that fun stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you ever want to, keep in touch with us, get you looped into the Comic Cons. Like that should be, you should be parked at every one of those things.
Oh, I did a ton of those for Mjolnir.
Yeah, I was
going to say.
Oh, that fit that audience perfectly.
Sure.
In fact, I think I mentioned this before we went on. The same production company has taken that on as a movie deal.
Really?
So now they're shopping it around for investors into it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no kidding, right? That's kind of awesome.
That was actually a good book.
Yeah.
My only problem with it, and I don't want to be that guy who always finds something wrong. Thor's already pretty well defined in movie world.
Sure.
So I brought this up to the film company, and they said 2 words: American Gods.
Yeah.
If that works, they don't see a reason why this one.
Well, not only American Gods, what you call it from Amazon Prime? God, that just came out. The bad superheroes.
The Boys.
Right, The Boys, but like everyone that was on The Boys was like, that was the Aquaman guy. That was the Captain America Superman guy. That was the
series,
phenomenal. Season 2 is being filmed right now, apparently. Mm-hmm. So that's going to get dropped hopefully by the next year early. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So, hey, Grunts in the Smoke, look it up. Amazon, Apple, anywhere fine books are sold.
And one other thing about that is each author, even though I haven't read their part yet, we're contributing half of our proceeds to a military charity. And mine is FitOps, which FitOps takes returning soldiers and teaches them to be personal trainers. So gives them a skill.
Sweet.
Very cool.
I'm so glad they came. Do you remember when we were talking with God? I want to make sure I get this right. It was Major General Amy Corder.
Yes, actually, you nailed that. Yeah.
And the program that they had to transition returning personnel, the returning servicemen back into like civilian life, for whatever reason, they picked words that the acronym was TAPS, and I was like, nobody. No, one of those. Nobody thought this through.
Right,
Nobody. Yeah. So please. I hope by now they've changed that.
She was great. I wonder how she's doing these days.
We touch base every couple months. She actually asked not too long ago about coming back on the show. So we're trying to figure out dates. Yeah. Well, cool.
I hate to top that one, but a client, a major car company that I do work for, they've got a position which the acronym is PMS.
But you can only work at one a week.
Oh my! You know what story I forgot?
But it's really intense for like 4 days.
Do you know what? You know what story we missed that I totally forgot? Did you hear about? It was a senator or a congressman. I'm not. And he sent like 18 tweets in succession over the course of 3 days. And it was by the time he was done, if you looked at the first letter from each tweet going down, it was Epstein didn't kill himself.
Amazing.
And if he did, someone had to point it out, like basically, yeah, because he had to do the last one himself. So F was first.
Right.
And then went backwards. So like you got to look it up during the break.
Got it. And those those memes and dude, like, I'm sorry, the two ladies screaming at the cat. It's never going to get old. I still love it.
When it was new, I went to my 15-year-old. She goes, "Dad, that meme's dead." And then I like, no, then like that Friday after everyone milked it to death, I go, "Yeah, it's dead. I see what you mean. I'm sorry for doubting you." Like,
nope, still love it. I'm perfectly okay with it.
But hey, Brian James in the house, Grunts in the Smoke. Thank you for the time. Appreciate it. Best of luck with Mjolnir getting a movie deal, and good luck with this book.
Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Good to see you again, and we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with the dynamic
Speaking
duo.
of Grunts in the Mist.
Grunts. Matt and Jamie from the Man Cave Happy Hour podcast, and also the Ham's Tiniest Dive Bar party. This is the IT and the D Show.
Hey, we'll be right back.
IT and the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hi, I'm Brittany Daniel from The Game, and you're listening to IT and the D Show.
ITinthed.com.
Hey, welcome back. Segment 3, episode 324. This is the IT and the D Show. You know where we are. Studio One, Podcast Detroit, Royal Oak, Bob the Sales Guy, Dave the Geek. I was going to say Nuri the FNG.
I was like waiting for you to say it. That's weird.
Randy's doing the Twitter. Randy's watching a replay of Clash of Royale. Find us online, itandthed.com, where you'll find all the things.
Your opponent was a little salty there.
He was mad at me. Yeah, oops. When you beat people on Clash Royale, you have to do oops 30 times. Then they yell at you in German in private chat.
Yeah, then they join your group just to yell at you in German and then run away. That's phenomenal.
I'm so proud of that.
I love games.
I'm so
you should be.
But hey, we are joined by none other than Matt Fox.
Bob's man crush.
Shut up, the late 80s. Do we have to tell that story? Jamie James Flanagan, who I'm fawning over right now. You might know them from the Man Cave Happy Hour podcast. You might also see them DJing around town. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Good.
He's still
Good.
drinking out his hands.
He's drinking out his hands. Yeah.
Slamming your hams.
That's it.
He said it.
Again.
That means something else.
I was like, again, Grunts in the Smoke. Slamming
Slamming the hands.
She was drawing blood today. I had to go to the doctor for my checkup post-surgery. And she goes, she's looking for my vein, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I'm a feeler." She goes, "I'll just when I feel it, when I know that when I feel it, I'll just poke it real quick." Like I'm like, God,
You weren't standing there with sharp things.
Yeah, I know. Like that was too easy. But how's it
going?
going?
If you weren't able to order a proctology exam, I would be saying so many things right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Got another picture to share with me?
Wait. I guess for those that haven't listened to your podcast, give me an elevator pitch.
Well, yeah, Man Cave Happy Hour, whiskey, cigars, spirits, the stories that go along with it. We go out, we try different, because we're idiots, Matthew and I. Well, and Matt goes, "What?" all the time when I say that. I'm an idiot. I don't know anything, but I really like bourbons and I like whiskeys and I want to learn about them.
And I like beer and I want to learn about them too. And I'm a big whiskey guy. I'm a novice. I'm an enthusiast. You know, we're both enthusiasts.
So
Bob, they created a podcast for the same reason we created a networking group.
Yeah,
right.
So
the difference is me on a whiskey tasting. It's either it's pretty good, or I've never had one that sucks. So like every they give me like these $100 whiskey. They're like, "Oh, it's pretty good." Like I couldn't
that's smooth,
right? Ooh,
smoky.
Oh, good. So I mean, did you guys learn? Were you? Like,
so we're learning some stuff. We're pulling in some of the brewers and the distillers and the makers and the people who enjoy it, and we try to learn and figure out things along the way. So.
Are you tasting the fruity notes like Randy's dissertation of a Scotch the other day?
That was wrong.
That was wrong.
I wanted to smack you through
It was the tasting notes from the product's website.
You copied and pasted the tasting notes.
That's even worse.
Jesus.
Well, and that's what
this is
Matt
from the guy that said,
do.
"I'd like your finest White Claw, please."
Right, Garçon, bring forth the White Claw. So,
I must add it to my staff, for I am Clandolf.
You have essence of mango.
But we try things, and we do. We refer to the tasting notes, and then their stuff is like saddle leather and pencil shavings, and we're like, what the F is that? It's like...
I'm so old. I remember when beer tasted like beer.
Yeah. Right. We do get some of those notes because we did have one that was like it did have a distinct saddle leathery kind of.
It actually did.
kind of aroma in there.
I don't
used to.
I don't know what saddle leather tastes like.
Yeah.
You chewing on a baseball glove?
I used to ride horses. So.
Chewing on baseball gloves is like a pastime.
Standing out right field, you never did that?
I never chewed on a baseball glove.
I wasn't good at that either.
No, you always chew on the string parts, like the laces.
No, I never did that.
So, but there
you
was
never played baseball.
Yeah,
but that was the only really oddball like flavor note, because we'll read the flavor notes and we're like, you getting that? And Matt's like, no, I get caramel.
Just about every episode. Yep, I get caramel.
Yeah, there's caramel in that.
Vanilla, because it's always there.
Yeah.
Because we talk about our palates, because our palates are so
how do you get
uneducated.
How do you get some of the so I went to a Johnny Walker taste test once, and they were like, you have to like put it in your mouth, you have to swish it, then you have to put it under your tongue.
Yep, there's 3 ways.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they were like, do you taste the blank? And I'm like, and then when they tell, so here's the problem, when they tell you it, then you're like, yeah. Otherwise, I couldn't have told them beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that how
we just go and enjoy it, and I mean, our tastes are getting better. It's really, you got to just invest the time and do it, and then you learn to pick out those tastes, because we're getting more discerning as the more we taste and the more we do.
Does it make it better when you know that it's like, oh, apricot? Or like I'm so caveman where I'm just like, I just want to drink it and go, it's pretty good.
Just put it in a glass.
Yeah.
Neat.
Couple rocks.
It's fun to see if you can pick out the flavors that they say are in there.
Yeah. So, and that's what we've tried to do. And really the thing is the stories behind why did these people start this distillery? Like, there's one downtown Detroit, the Detroit City Distillery, and it's like these 8 friends from mid-Michigan, and they started distilling, and their grandfathers used to work in the Eastern Market. And now they have one of the buildings where one of the grandfathers. So it's the stories behind it that unfold that are actually kind of fun. And then we get to have a couple of drinks along the way, which is kind of brilliant. And we're going to be doing a lot of drinking coming up on Thursday.
So you say. So what's happening on Thursday?
There's a plan. It's Hammsgiving.
Yeah.
It's Hammsgiving. It's a big kickoff of the smallest dive bar in Detroit, inside the Detroit Shipping Company. Because when we do the Man Cave, we do it out and about at different distilleries and bars and pubs and cigar bars and whatever. Sometimes we record at the other studio down in the Detroit Shipping Company. And they have created in one of their kiosks, they are going to have the smallest dive bar, and it's going to be entirely hams themed. And they're going to be serving lots and lots of hams.
Well, and so for those who have been around for a while, it's the old space where we had the Falling Down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So the people connected with this, so if it was where the Falling Down stuff was, in the corner there, and right next to the stage, and so it's just going to be macked out. There's a big mural on the front of it, and they're bringing all these vintage ham signs and Ham's memorabilia, and it's going to be the smallest dive bar in Detroit. And so we're going to go there. And
can you
kick it off.
in it? No, they're not letting you back.
Dude, I'm still trying to figure out how they're going to make that work, because, I mean, that's still where they keep a lot of their storage.
Oh, no, not only that, the tent and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
it'll be cold.
You got to belly up to the bar and
wear a winter jacket,
a hams.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the plan. We're going to help launch that for a big Hammsgiving. It's a can for a can.
Right. You bring a can of canned good, and you'll get a can of hams.
Matt likes it in the can.
Yep.
That's
there it is.
I had to feed that.
What's really nice is that the NSO, the Neighborhood Service Organization, is actually collecting all those cans and then providing it out to those folks that need food for the holidays.
So it's basically last year's pumpkin pie filling and
green beans.
As long as it's not expired, it's fine.
I know. Usually it's all like the same, like the shit that you bought for like some dessert that your wife didn't make.
I'm so sad that I don't have the Bob loves it in the can drop. I'm so mad.
It's there somewhere.
Yeah.
So I didn't know there's like hams. I did not know how popular hams was. I always thought it was like,
I didn't
grandpa's,
know how old hams
grandpa's.
No, they did. There was a big push like recently.
Yeah,
so I remember when it just came back out again.
Don't call it a comeback.
Well, they tried to do it with Schlitz, and that bombed.
Right.
They tried to bring back, they brought Stroh's back, and I don't mind it, but they priced it at Sam Adams pricing, which is kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Hams came back at like $17.99 a 30-pack.
Seriously, I bought 2 6-packs tonight to bring over to the studio, and I stopped in the party store and I threw the 2 6-packs because I couldn't find a 12. And I'm like, hell, I'll just buy 2 6-packs and pay the 6-pack price.
Just trust them.
Threw them up there. I'm out the door for just over $8 with deposit.
I think I spent 30.
I was like, oh my god!
I
spent
kids. $37 for a case of Altus. I think I paid. I didn't even care. I just wanted it, and I'm like, come on, you guys are charging how much?
Crack
for
open them piggy banks.
So the Hams is still very affordable, but I guess they hit their peak like in the 50s, and then it ran through the 80s.
Hams
when it was
Big Bear.
Yeah, and so yeah, it was just nuts. It was one of the top 5 brewers in the States at the time. So I didn't know they were that big. I never knew they were that big of a dog in the industry.
Oh yeah.
So as we were talking to the Hams folks, and yeah, the Hams people, like some of the national reps are going to be in town for this event on Thursday, and they're bringing in the Hams swag too. So if you're a big Hams fan, we're going to have some cool stuff to give away. Matt and I are going to do some trivia, like some of our off color.
I hope you're tipping us the answers before.
Dead or Canadian.
Is Hammsgiving just a local thing, or is it happening other places around the country?
No, this is the local thing. Yeah,
this is a local thing.
You know what you need to
do?
You know what you need to do? Get a Pope outfit. Have Randy dress up in it and then do Beat the Bishop. You know what that is, right? It's from Remote Control from the 90s.
No.
Randy would have no idea.
That's where Dead or Canadian came from.
Yeah, totally.
Randy has no idea what that's. No.
So basically, the guy would dress up as a Pope, and they would give him like a pretty hard math problem.
Oh my god!
And then the Pope had to like do a lap around the studio, like in the audience.
He could figure out the math before he got back.
And then by the time he got back, he had to do the math problem. It was Beat the Bishop. Yeah.
I think I would look good in a mitre.
Oh, I you can see that. I can completely see
So when does this start Thursday? What's the timing?
It's 5:00 from 5 to 10, but the party will go all night. So, yeah, the formal party, there'll be a band playing, and then Matt and I are going to do some
music. Yeah,
trivia
there'll be some
stuff.
live music playing. There'll be live music there. But, we're there to have a good time, kind of launch. Not kind of, but we'll launch the smallest dive.
Pretty sure I'll be heading that way after Embro.
And so that's the thing. From here on out, it's going to be like your little Hams Central there in the Detroit Shipping Company to be able to get your mitts on some hams at the smallest dive bar in Detroit.
That used to be the smallest brewery tasting room in Detroit. Yeah, it's the smallest dive bar in Detroit.
Yeah. So so what pairs best with a Hams beer? What are you gonna pair with it?
Bad decisions.
A Slim Jim?
Yeah, Slim Jim or just like a rot gut hot dog.
So the brat is the best thing to go with it for sure. I thought you were. For sure.
I'm not. Brat's too highbrow for hams. That's why I was going rot gut hot dog. Like not even the high grade. Like not even the good stuff. You don't get the kosher stuff. You get the crap that's on sale.
See, my question is like, why are they not just like carpet bombing Hamtramck with like promotions and that kind of stuff?
Maybe they have. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just at Whiskey and Susie last night, and I did nothing. But I'm just
shocking.
Hamtramck.
Right?
Shocked.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta go down every now and then.
We got a man cave coming up at Whiskey in a Jar. Too. So on the 25th, Monday the 25th, we're going to be hurting ourselves at Whiskey
dicks
in a Jar.
Need to stop scheduling that shit on Mondays because I'd kind of like to make it to one.
Oh, that's right.
But you always effing do them on Mondays.
No,
dicks.
that was August. That
was all August. Yeah,
that was August.
August.
Monday.
Dick. He's a podcast whore too.
Yeah, I know you listen.
He'll slut around to any podcast, won't he?
Now we're looking forward to launching this with Hams. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And then you could have a fart show going. We're doing farts all night long on the podcast out of someone's basement. August will be like, dude, can I be a guest on your show? I fart great, man. You know it's true.
It is. So no, cool. So yeah, like I said, I'll definitely be coming down after the Embrew event for sure.
Yeah. So there's and Friday night at Detroit Shipping Company, they do a crap ton of stuff. And Friday night is Whiskey in the Winter.
Whiskey in the Winter with Metro Times.
Oh, that's right.
So, So the Metro Times has a Whiskey in the Winter. So we're going to be down there. I'm just going to get a sleeping bag. So if the Nest cameras keep going off in the Podcast Detroit studios, it's because I've camped out. And
I'll just turn them off.
I'll ask them if they have any magazines to line my bird cage with.
After a night of hams, we're going to hang out for whiskey and that.
Those poor bathrooms.
But it's going to be great. So Hammsgiving, you bring a can of food, and that's going to go local. What's the charity? Local
NSO,
charity?
Neighborhood Service Organization.
I can never remember that.
Which is
kind of cool.
Saying
USO. I'm like, what? NSO. So giving away.
Don't bring the
food.
pumpkin pie filling.
And yeah, we're having a blast doing the whole Podcast Detroit thing. We love recording in the studios down there.
Well, and that's the other thing is, we're getting ready to open up the Northville studios with you guys. Yeah.
So co-host on Animal Talk with us, Brian, has a space in Northville, and we're opening up 2 studios down there for people to come and record in Northville. So that's where we're starting to do the Animal Talk show from. So it's fun. Thanks. It's awesome working with you guys. I love it.
Always something. Always.
I got a crush on you guys now.
Gross. It all comes full circle.
I'll just sit back and watch.
Ew.
Randy's very quiet all of a sudden.
He's just filing away.
Never had you pegged for a cuck, man.
No, I'm not. I'm not making a pegging joke. I'm not.
Wow, it's even grosser.
So anything else we want to hit on, or
I think that was it, man. Hammsgiving,
Hammsgiving,
Detroit Shipping Company, Thursday. Be there.
All right, and then we'll be whenever Northville is solid and up and running. I'm sure we'll be announcing the crap out of that. And I know we've already it's already on the Podcast Detroit website as an option. We've already funneled a few your way.
Yep.
That I did. I'll talk after you with it. So cool. Raw.
Awesome. Hey, we're going to wrap things up. How do we find you online? Are you guys...
mancavehappyhour.com, Man Cave Happy Hour on all the socials.
Yep. Whether it be Instagram and or Facebook and or Twitter.
You guys post a lot.
Yeah, we do.
So
we do.
So it's not hard to find.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. But hey, this is going to wrap things up for this episode 324 of the IT and the D Show. I'd like to thank Brian James from Grunts in the Smoke, Matt and Jamie James from the Man Cave Happy Hour and Hammsgiving. I'd like to thank Avalera, our sponsor tonight. Thank you for keeping the lights on behalf of Bob, Dave, and Randy. Do us all a favor. Do us all a favor. Drink up your drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week. Drive careful. Beat it.
See you guys.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women.
Long live Flash! You've saved your life. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy. Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. Game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Rude.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
You own the truth.
Fear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing. The alphabet. It's brilliant. Yeah, I can't take that position. That analogy sucks because it's right. Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up. Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just doing stupid stuff to make me laugh. Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me. I love this city. I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.